Lil Uzi Vert is officially back in the mix, reappearing on Instagram in a way that has fans both relieved and excited after what many feared was a very serious medical scare. After a sudden and mysterious hospitalization last month, Uzi broke his social media silence and jumped right back into doing what he does best, being himself. In a series of short, high-energy clips posted Monday, the rapper was seen skateboarding around what looked like a recording studio, casually gliding through the space as if he hadn't just been at the center of a health emergency that had left. Fans worried and speculating. It wasn't just a show of movement, it was a subtle yet powerful statement. Uzi's still here, still doing his thing, and still riding his own wave. The videos weren't elaborate or heavily produced, but in many ways, that's what made them so impactful. They gave off a raw, candid energy. It wasn't about perfection, it was about presence. Seeing him casually skateboarding, his movements fluid, his body language relaxed, and his aura still carrying that signature blend of mystery and charisma, reassured fans that the rapper they know and love wasn't just okay. He was healing. He was recharged, and he was making his way back into the world on his own terms. His caption, though short, spoke volumes. In it, he thanked his fans for all the love and support they had shown during his absence. It wasn't over the top or melodramatic. It was real, genuine, grateful. He also shared a hopeful note about the summer ahead, saying he knew it was going to be a good one. That line alone ignited a spark in his fanbase, who have been anxiously waiting for a sign that new music might be on the horizon, or at the very least, that the energy they fell in love with hadn't dimmed. And let's be honest, Uzi's return couldn't have come at a better time. The hip-hop landscape has been full of movement lately, with beefs popping off, projects dropping left and right, and artists constantly trying to one-up each other in terms of virality. But Lil Uzi Vert's presence has always been different. It's not just about music, it's about mood, about vibe, about culture. His influence stretches far beyond chart positions or streaming numbers. It's in the way people dress, the way they express themselves, the way they embrace individuality and emotional vulnerability while still holding on to swagger. So when someone like Uzi goes quiet, people notice. And when he re-emerges, the culture reacts. But rewind just a few weeks, and the situation looked a lot more uncertain. Last month, TMZ Hip Hop broke the story that Lil Uzi Vert had been rushed to a hospital in New York City. The details were sparse, but what we did know was unsettling. He was wheeled out of the lobby of a luxury condominium on a gurney in broad daylight, and emergency medical services had reportedly responded to a call regarding a sick person. That term, sick person, is vague by nature, but in the world of celebrity health emergencies, it's also loaded. It raises questions. Was it exhaustion? A physical collapse? Something more serious? The lack of information only fueled the rumours. In the absence of clarity, fans speculated everything from a mental health crisis to substance-related complications to simply being overworked and under-rested. And given how demanding the industry can be, none of those theories felt too far-fetched. Being a top-tier artist, constantly under public scrutiny, pulled in a million directions by labels, fans, and personal demons alike, it takes a toll. And Uzi, despite his fame and influence, is still human. What exactly led to that hospital visit still hasn't been publicly disclosed. Uzi himself has remained tight-lipped about the cause of the medical scare, and no official statements have been made by his team. But perhaps that silence is intentional. Perhaps it's a way of reclaiming some privacy in a world that often demands artists bare every inch of their personal lives. Maybe it was serious, maybe it wasn't, but the real takeaway is that he's back. And for his fans, that's what matters most. This comeback wasn't just about skateboarding or Instagram. It was about energy, vibe, assurance. It was about showing the world that Lil Uzi Vert is back on his feet and moving forward. Fans flooded the comment sections with messages of support, relief, and pure joy. Many wrote about how worried they'd been, and how much they missed his presence. Others begged for new music, interpreting his studio setting as a subtle hint that something is cooking. And knowing Uzi's history, that's not out of the realm of possibility. After all, he's never been one to move predictably. Whether it was the chaos surrounding the release of Eternal Atake, his bold fashion statements, or his frequent social media disappearances, Uzi has always operated on his own timeline. His artistic journey has been full of stops and starts, delays and surprises, but through it all he's maintained a core of authenticity that continues to resonate with millions. That's not easy in an industry that often tries to mould artists into whatever sells best at the moment, and let's not forget, the last few years haven't exactly been smooth sailing for Uzi. He's battled with record labels, faced personal ups and downs, and navigated a public relationship with JT of City Girls, which at times played out in real time on social media for the world to see. Every move he makes seems to generate headlines, whether it's a forehead diamond worth millions, or a cryptic tweet that sets off fan theories for days. But even when he's not actively releasing music, he's still a cultural force. That's rare. That's power. So this return isn't just a personal victory, it's a moment for the culture. It's a reminder that resilience matters, that taking time to heal is okay, that disappearing for a while doesn't mean you're gone for good. Uzi's comeback carries a message even if it's unspoken. You can go through hard times and still find your way back to yourself. You can scare the people who love you and still come back stronger. You can fall and then you can glide across the studio on a skateboard like nothing ever happened, because that, in a way, is the healing. Fans know this, and they feel it deeply. The love they have for Uzi goes beyond his music. It's about what he represents. In a genre that's often focused on toughness and bravado, he's carved out space for sensitivity, eccentricity, and emotional depth. He's shown that it's okay to be complicated, to be emotional, to be weird. He's proven that individuality can be its own kind of strength, and that breaking the mold isn't just a choice, it's a lifestyle. And now, as the weather heats up and summer begins to unfold, there's a sense that Uzi is preparing to re-enter, not just the digital world, but the cultural conversation. Whether or not new music is on the way remains to be seen, but one thing is clear, fans are ready. They've missed the energy, the unpredictability, the bursts of creativity that only someone like Uzi can deliver. They've missed the outfits, the performances, the unfiltered thoughts, the chaotic genius that spills out when he's in his zone. Some have speculated that this sudden burst of visibility might be a prelude to something bigger, perhaps an album drop, a surprise EP, or even just a one-off single to remind the world what they've been missing. If that's the case, Uzi knows exactly what he's doing. He's never been one to follow a conventional rollout plan. He doesn't need teasers and trailers. His fans follow him religiously, and when he moves, they move. And for those who've been watching him from the beginning, this moment hits different. They remember the early days, the underground shows, the SoundCloud uploads, the interviews where he seemed almost too shy to speak. They remember the pink dreadlocks, the awkward dance moves, the moments of genius that would flash in between the chaos. They've seen him grow, evolve, and stumble. And now they're seeing him rise again. So while the full story of what happened last month might never be told, the meaning of his comeback is loud and clear. He's still here, still skating, still vibing, still Uzi, and that in itself is worth celebrating.